Wow, what a week. There's a lot to get into. I am Devlin Steele, Director of Education at Augusta Precious Metals. We have some pressing issues to unpack. Is inflation picking up speed again? Will the Fed opt for another rate hike? Stick around while we break down the headlines that have been the talk of the town. Before we begin, remember to like this video and subscribe for more economic updates. Let's kick things off with the United Auto Workers strike. Nearly 13,000 workers at specific U.S. car manufacturing plants walked off the job. Why? Their union and the big three automakers couldn't agree on new contract terms. The union is strategically choosing which plants go on strike. And if you're part of the 150,000 strong UAW, you might want to stay alert. Your plant could be next. On Wednesday, the Labor Department revealed that monthly CPI surged 0.6% last month, its biggest increase of the year so far. Annual inflation accelerated as well, rising 3.7% from a year ago. In July, year-over-year, inflation increased 3.2%. Overall, the news from core CPI, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, was a little better, but still reflected the stubbornness that has characterized price pressures during the current inflation cycle. On a monthly basis, core CPI climbed 0.3% in August, accelerating slightly from July's 0.2% increase. Annual core inflation did slow down last month to 4.3% from 4.7% the previous month, but remains well above the Federal Reserve's 2% target rate. The following day, Thursday, the Labor Department was back with the Producer Price Index for August. PPI, which measures inflation in wholesale prices, also accelerated sharply last month. PPI in August was up 0.7%, well above the 0.3% rate posted in July and the consensus forecast of 0.4%. Annual PPI also sped up last month to 1.6% from 0.8% in July. PPI's surge in August resulted primarily from big increases in energy, including a 20% leap in gasoline prices. Despite the continued momentum driving inflation, the Federal Reserve is expected to leave interest rates alone when they meet next week to discuss policy. Right now, the CME Group's FedWatch tool, which assesses the probabilities of upcoming Fed funds rate decisions, now indicates a 97% likelihood that rates will stay where they're at. In other news, inflation dominated the agenda at this week's policy meeting of the European Central Bank, which raised rates another 25 basis points on Thursday. It's the 10th consecutive rate increase by the ECB, which continues to battle what have been especially persistent price pressures across the pond. A key factor in the decision to raise rates once again was an upward revision to inflation projections by ECB economists, who now say inflation will average 5.6% in the Eurozone this year. That wraps up this week's whirlwind of economic updates. I'll be back next week to decode the key financial news. This is Devlin Steele for Augusta Precious Metals, signing out.